All right, let's go. Moving on. Very good afternoon in Malaysia, morning and evening in other areas. And everyone, my name is Fatih Sweep. I'm excited to be here as part of today host to this social entrepreneurship mentorship workshop for Catalyst 2030 Malaysian chapter. Thank you for joining us today. Together with us here is Dr. Faiz Kamarudin and
Hi.
Ms. Darina Ismail. Yes, on the floor. And today's agenda is over the next hours, we'll be diving into the world of social entrepreneurship, discussion key strategic for success and sharing insight and experience from the successful social entrepreneurs. Here, a brief view of agenda. From the first is introduction, overview of social entrepreneurship. It will be at least around 5 minutes. And session one will be a pitch deck around 25 minutes. And will be a break and quiz around 5 minutes if permitted. And session two will start after that is on the commercial and financial sustainability in SE. It's around 25 minutes. And last but not least, we hope to be finished complete within an hour by Q&A and conclusion in 5 minutes or so. And the objective by the end of this workshop is our objective are to understand the basic of social entrepreneurship, to learn how to create an effective pitch deck for the social enterprise, to identify key strategic for finance, social enterprise, to engage in a Q&A session with experts in social entrepreneurship. And last but not least, to test your knowledge with the quiz. Okay, a little bit overview of the introductions. And then to kick off our workshop, let's start by discussing the basic of social entrepreneurship. What is a social entrepreneurship? And why is it important? And we cover some key concept and strategy of success in social entrepreneurship. Without further ado, I think over to you, Dr. Faiz.
Hi everyone. John, I think before we begin, we like to play, or you have the video handy to play what Catalyzing Change Week, the promotion. And of course, if you guys see the chat room, keep your video on if possible. Show your name and organization, click on the video, you can rename, and please unmute your mic so that the speakers can, have uninterrupted speech.
Yeah.
So yes, so in case anybody of us who don't know yet what Catalyzing Change Week, John will introduce you with this video of what this week is about.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Faiz. As mentioned by Faiz, if the people in the call can rename yourselves into your name and organization, that's going to be helpful for everyone. But before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land where I'm calling from today and pay my respects to elders present, past, and emerging. Once again, I'm John Uminga. My pronouns are he and his. And just a quick introduction, I'm currently the Asia Pacific Coordinator of Catalyst 2030. I would like to warmly welcome everyone to today's session and express our thanks to the Malaysia chapter, of course, being led by Faiz, Zarina, and Pat. So Malaysia chapter is one of the most active and engaging chapters of Catalyst 2030. So as mentioned, today is not only a social entrepreneurship workshop, but also Catalyzing Change Week. So I have a video to present. Let me just open it. I'm not sure if everyone's already aware of what Catalyst 2030 is, but let me also present this very quick video for everyone. So give me a few seconds.
Sure.
Catalyst 2030 is a movement of social entrepreneurs and innovators embracing collective action to achieve the SDGs by the deadline 2030. Our 1,500 members are active in 197 countries. By emphasizing collaborations, Catalyst 2030 is leveraging the power of the collective to accelerate real change in the lives of billions of people around the globe. What do our members say about Catalyst?
Catalyst 2030 is an invaluable global community of impact entrepreneurs.
Our relationship with Catalyst 2030 has really taught us the power of co-creation.
Join Catalyst 2030 and network, bond, and collaborate with our family members.
And I like the spirit of bringing change makers together to share and learn from each other.
Catalyst really understands the transformative nature of collaboration.
It's also a platform that can give us new tools and resources.
Catalyst 2030 has put my work on steroids.
But most importantly, to come up with solutions that are practical, ways where we can really make things happen, because social entrepreneurs are doers.
Are you a catalyst? Join us to achieve the SDGs.
That's a very quick primer on Catalyst 2030.
Hey!
And yeah, we do have some chapters in different countries and regions. And just very briefly, this is an ongoing Catalyzing Change Week. And let me quickly show this video also.
Oh, okay. Not the same one?
Welcome to Catalyzing Change Week. This year's Catalyzing Change Week is about solutions from the front lines by social innovators.
In 2022, Catalyst 2030 concentrated its efforts on bringing proximate leaders and frontline solutions to the forefront. Collaborations led by members from the Global South produced groundbreaking reports on climate and transforming education, with an emphasis on offering local solutions. We continued our mission to create an enabling environment for social entrepreneurs to flourish by initiating a letter to donors, signed by more than 1,200 social entrepreneurs and innovators. The Catalyst 2030 awards ceremony was spectacular, and the awards themselves welcomed by the private sector, governments, bio multilaterals and donors.
Catalyst 2030 as a movement is disruptive.
One of the best things I think that's come out of Catalyst 2030 so far is incredible collaboration across the ecosystem that just didn't exist before Catalyst came into being.
The thing I love most about Catalyst is that it's an open movement for social entrepreneurs around the world.
I'd encourage anyone who's looking to be more connected with their local communities around social development goals to come along to Catalyzing Change Week.
Welcome to Catalyzing Change Week.
Thanks, everyone. Not gonna eat the time.
Thank you. Welcome to Catalyzing Change Week. And if some of you still are not sure or unclear of what Catalyst 2030 is about, actually we are here to accelerate the achievement of the SDGs. And these SDGs are Sustainable Development Goals. And if you're still unsure, later during the intermission, Vidya or Kavina will play a short video showing what are the SDGs available out there. But for you seasoned social entrepreneurs, maybe you already know which SDGs that you are already changing or affecting, then it'll be easier for us to understand. But always good to refresh ourselves what SDGs are about. Okay, without wasting further time, we'll start our today's session. Actually, this session, when we discussed initially with Zarina, we wanted to pair, we call it a Big Brother program, right, Zarina? Is that right? So we wanted to, for the new social entrepreneurs to pair with somebody or a social enterprise which is more experienced, so that they can give sort of a mentorship. And also this is because AstroX, where I'm from, the organization, we are dealing in the space industry. It is actually in line with this year's World Space Week, where the theme is space and entrepreneurship. So last year we did space and sustainability. So this year's space and entrepreneurship. So sort of SE Mentorship Workshop is for us to go back to basics and, what is the climate or what is the scene now in Malaysia? How do social entrepreneurs who are starting up or who are already in the business for a few years would like to find out how they can enhance, their profile and try to get funding. And later Zarina on the second segment will explain more about the funding that is available or the financing and different methods of financing for social enterprises. Okay, so this is the first video. We can skip that. And okay, welcome to workshop. It's just a bit overview. As Pat has mentioned, I'll touch very lightly on what is a pitch deck, because I think most people know what it is. But a few years ago, when I was also starting up my SE, I attended a course by My Harapan. They were last time in charge of actually promoting the SE sector. So they gave quite a good course on for me on how to understand, how to give or to prepare effective pitch deck. And then the second part of this session is crafting a compelling pitch deck. You can have some ideas, but maybe your pitch deck is has some loopholes or certain areas that can be improved. So the mentorship program is like, you can contact us after the show, and then we can look at it, and we can look at areas that how we can improve your pitch deck. And of course, with this pitch deck, what do you want to do with it? First thing, of course, the pitch deck is for you to understand the organization and the social problem that you want to solve, or you want to assist. And if there is a gap there, and the government or any regulatory body is not actually covering that problem that you want to solve, then you can start off your social enterprise and actually get financing for it. Because every form of business at the startup stage would require some form of funding. And of course, just it doesn't mean funding, it just can come automatically to you. You need some procedures and paperwork that you need to handle. So we will, and today's very short introduction, we'll talk about how to prepare for that financing and choosing the right options. What options are there available? It's not just, there are various methods. I think Zarina, we can elaborate later. So I will not spoil her session. So with that, welcome. I wish I was this a pretty girl, but no, I'm just Faiz. And the next one is, what is a pitch deck? Okay, anybody here? I think everybody knows what a pitch deck is, right? So what, in academia, you can say, okay, the definition. Actually, it is just an overview or a visual presentation of what your business is about, okay? And what is the purpose of this pitch deck is, one thing, the visual presentation is for yourself to understand the organization I mentioned earlier. And of course, also the other method is to get some form of financing. Okay. And a pitch deck, a simple one, would have a few components. You can start off like, okay, the introduction. Okay, the first, you can have a deck which is in a PowerPoint presentation, or you can have one visual pitch deck, which is like a handout where you can actually how do I say, go to your investor and tell them, okay, this is what the business is about in just one picture. All right. So of course, introduction about your social enterprise is important. And also the next one is your problem statement. What are you trying to solve? Okay. For example, for our organization, AstroX, we are trying to promote the knowledge of science, because there was a drop in literacy in terms of interest in science in Malaysia. So that was the problem that we were trying to solve, okay? And of course, the next part of it is, what is the solution that you're trying to provide, okay? So, okay, for us, we were like, okay, we were like, let's propose to have rocketry workshops to get, their interest up. And the next part of a pitch deck people probably want to know is, what kind of impact are you trying to achieve? So you have to look into your business plan and, okay, are this impact achievable? What are you trying to get out of it? So maybe like Drop and Watch, they're trying to help the marginalized communities. What kind of impact are you looking at? And how is your business scalable in terms of, can business start off small initially, and can it be grown, or you need a lot of funding to start it off big? So so your pitch deck or your business plan can let you know what these areas are. And of course, you also have to show your credibility. You can throw in what are your achievements in the past. You're winner of certain awards, like like Zarina at CNET, they won for best sustainability practices. So this gives credibility to you. So when you go to the banks, or when you present your pitch in front of the investors, you can say, oh, we are not from the streets. We will not take your money and run away. We will actually, we are credible people, and we will use the money wisely, or you're pitching to Catalyst 2030, we're not going to disappear, and we will deliver on these projects. And of course, they also want to see the way forward. What kind of future that that you can give. The sustainability part of it is important. So this pitch deck should be an exercise that actually we're supposed to do. But how many people do we have today in our participants? Only 14. Okay, maybe we can do maybe a slight small exercise later. So that is about something about a pitch deck. Anybody have any questions at the moment? You can put up your hands or anything. This session is supposed to be relaxed and, you know, not just me talking. Anybody out there? Okay, fix upper. I know Razman. You can introduce yourself and ask me something right now.
Okay, my name is Ainul. I'm founder of Fix Upper. Fix Upper is a platform as a service for the childcare industry lah. And what we do is work closely dengan national research bodies such as NCDRC to empower the childcare operators, as well as looking into the childcare punya services, like other things lah within the childcare development, nutrition, things like that.
Sorry, I didn't hear you saying you said just now for which area that you're trying to serve? Childcare. Childcare. Oh, I heard wrongly. Okay, childcare. Okay, go ahead.
I should move somewhere where the internet is fast. It is near. So anyway, yeah.
Okay.
I hope it's clearly not clear now.
Yeah. Okay, now it's clearer. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
So this we are basically very technology oriented. We create a database. This is where we work with the National Research Center for Children Development to look into two sides. Kita look into two sides. One is on the caregiver itself, because we want to empower these caregivers. These caregivers basically, at the end of the day, is been undervalued.
Okay.
The second part is we also look into the children education, like that. Okay, anyway.
Okay.
That's what we do. In your presentation today, yang you cakap tadi, one of the things that we are now under UNICEF. UNICEF has a problem.
Okay.
Okay. The problem is they kata the children in Malaysia, 22% of them are stunted.
Okay.
Okay. And we are going under MICA, Meranti, Meranti Impact Challenge Accelerator.
Okay. Okay.
We'll present to UNICEF next week.
Okay.
Okay. When you talk about impact, I think the most important thing that we need to show is the theory of change, because we are a disruptor.
Okay.
And it has been emphasized that anything you want to do on impact, theory of change is the most important element.
Okay.
Okay, so I think just to add up to what your presentation tadi, tak cerita pasal theory of change. You talk about impact, and how do you get the impact has to go through the theory of change lah.
Okay.
That's just my 2 cents.
Okay. Anyway, it's good that you bring it up. You know, I know, because when you talk about the theory of change, just to educate everybody, theory of change is actually a visual representation of the changes, or like you say, childcare that you're trying to change. But the problem with the theory of change, the theory of change plan is the theory of change, you cannot control every part of it. So some parts of the theory of change plan is outside. That means stakeholders, government are also involved for the whole impact to happen. If you have like a process model, it's very linear. So what you do, like, okay, I have this input, output, and this is the impact that I'm trying to achieve. But when you have a theory of change, because there's two methods, either process model or theory of change. So you have this big visual diagram, a nice one, maybe like Catalyst 2030. We have a big tree and say these are the vision that we want to achieve. At the bottom is accelerating the SDGs, kan? Tapi because theory of change involves other people, so we do not have control of that. So when you say UNICEF has identified this social problem, kan, as in lack of childcare. So when you come in, it is good, and then if you can have, I think today's session is just trying to identify your impact. So measuring impact also is another issue, kan? So you want to do your projection, kan, of what kind of impact you're trying to achieve.
Those are the things yang kita basically apa kita buat is that theory of change. Basically, there's the input, the activities behind the input, the output, at the end of the impact. Yeah, the yang you check up to where it's not too big, is that what we need to do is the input to what are the things that we need on the input.
Okay, I see.
Okay? Say macam ni, for example, what we're trying to do. The input senang je. We have to create the technology.
Okay, good.
Number 2 is who are we working with?
Okay.
They identify the partners, and the third one, of course, funding lah.
Okay.
You know, then you go for activities.
Okay.
Our activities is basically what technology you want to use, and then who are the partners, and then how do you want to get partnership with the partners, and then so that's where you get the funding lah. You know, because all these things relates to, at the end of the day, what are the impact and SDGs that you're aiming for.
Good.
At the end of the day, the SDGs. So basically, that's what we understand at this moment lah, how the things work. But
so at which stage of development or your social enterprise? How many years has it been operating?
We are tak lama sangat. I started during the start of COVID. I was involved in a lot of impact program, but impact to sport.
Okay.
But our engagement at this moment, we have basically at the end of the day, we saw a problem. And how do you want to solve the problem? Because for me, if you do SDG 4, SDG 5,
4 is quality education.
Quality education and women empowerment. If you look into what we're trying to do, pengasuh di rumah, you're talking about childcare operator. Most of the childcare operator, the one which are home based, are undervalued.
Okay.
And they are not being registered.
Okay.
And how do you want to create the value for them? Okay. And that is a problem, and it's a really big problem. Because at the end of the day, you see a lot of abuses happen in school, in centers. That,
I understand.
You know, so because they don't go for training, they have to go for training, tapi dia tak pergi training. Because they tak ada duit nak pergi training. They don't make money.
I understand.
You know, so these are the things that we. So who do we partner with? Of course, government will be the best thing lah. Yeah.
Okay.
But then. When we come to government, dia slow kan.
Yes, I understand. Yeah, so that's why we're here, and we hope to assist our members in the Malaysian chapter.
So this is my experience. So what we did, what we did was, we did meet up with the government. One thing they said, okay, why don't you work with NCDRC? What is NCDRC? It's the National Child Development Research Center. They are the gatekeeper for the data for all children in Malaysia.
All right.
So as we approach NCDRC, it doesn't work because we are new startup. Kita jumpa NCDRC, dia pun kata, who the hell are you kan? Pintu aku tak kenal kau siapa. So but we are also part of MDEC punya shared economy platform.
Okay.
And we are also Meranti punya social impact punya company.
Okay.
So what we did was we asked Meranti, can you talk to NCDRC and see whether we can actually present something to them? When Meranti contacted NCDRC, then we became best friends.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because they have a problem. They are a research center. They are not technology-based. We are a technology-based company.
Okay.
You know, so what we did was, and then of course dia nak buat benda ni, it costs a lot of money. So, at the end of the day, cakap, okay, let's work together. So because by working together, we have been approached by a lot of orang lah. Because okay, at the end of the day, kita punya traction tak ada lagi.
Okay.
You know, because you cannot, when you come up to the makcik-makcik ni semua, or the child caretaker ni, or pengasuh ni, you got to understand their level of dia punya literacy on digital is very low.
Okay.
Dekat WhatsApp tu lah, but when it comes to creating an e-commerce, dia tak faham. Leceh lah. When it comes to leceh, we have a problem. So what we are doing is we are sitting with them to create the UI UX that they want. Kalau we done something that we believe they can use, but it doesn't work that way. We have to sit with them and cakap, macam mana nak bagi senang ni? How to make easy for you? We will create that, but back end hours lah.
because without talking to people who are has very limited digital literacy, all they need to susah lah, they will not start again.
Okay.
You know, so
Alright.
so this is, and it's a long journey.
Okay, understand. Understand. No worries. So that's why I said.
I know. Thank you so much for the input. Let's Dr. Faiz. I think that's why Dr. Faiz is here today, so that we can teach the makcik-makcik later on how to do a proper pitch deck, even the simplest version, so that they can get on and make your life easier. So next time.
Yeah.
Okay, over to you, Dr. Faiz.
Okay, thanks, Arina. No worries. Yeah, where are we now? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you know, crafting a compelling pitch deck. So like I mentioned earlier on, and also I know has shared his experience. It's good also to listen and find out, really understand. The issue is the first part of his pitch deck is the problem, right? So when you actually list down your first part, which is a problem that you're trying to solve, okay. So he can list down, okay, this illiteracy in IT by these caretakers, okay, these are the issues that you want, and then what is the solution that you are trying to provide? So here in this tips for creating a compelling pitch deck, so you need to keep it concise. So keep your problems, that you can list down specifically, and what are the solutions that you are giving, So you and your team in your company, you need to brainstorm and find out, is this the best solution that you have? So like I always go back example for us, okay, we thought at that time our pitch was to form Astronautics Club Malaysia. So when we work with the government, we work with Kementerian Pendidikan, which is a Ministry of Education, and we formalize a plan to have astronautics clubs across Malaysia. But of course, this solution we rolled out for 3 years, and it was actually a failure because no teachers wanted to take up, even though we gave support in terms of developing an app for them. We give them a textbook on rocketry science. But apparently sometimes what we think is a good idea, from my experience, the solution actually was not a real solution to fix science literacy in Malaysia. So the first part of the pitch deck is you list down your problems. Now, like particular Ainul, okay, talking about childcare, this is a solution that he wants to provide, something to do with technology and how to empower women and these caretakers to take care of people. And then that's why we move on to the third part, which is the impact. So you must say, you believe with this particular solution, your next slide or should be what the impact that you're trying to achieve. That means okay, we want to have better healthcare. We want these unmarginalized communities to strive, and you must also suggest a way to measure that impact in your pitch deck. Okay, so that when the funders or yourself, when you look at it, does this really make sense? Are we really going to achieve this impact? Okay. And the fourth part, like I said, the scalability, okay? Activities that can help develop your social enterprise, or how can you scale it? We can open with one small shop in KL, and then maybe we can have service centers maybe in a northern area or in the southern area. So you need to scale your business, because it's always best to see whether your social enterprise initially is it a good idea or not. So you're not going to throw away all your money, all your hard work in trying to have a big project and then a few million and it's gone, right? So that is a part of the pitch deck. So anyway, sorry, we've gone to 35. So okay, the next part of the pitch deck that I was trying to say is that, okay, what are the activities you can see here, crafting a compelling pitch deck to help develop your pitch deck? So today's activity, I think we did some sharing. I think that's about enough, unless somebody else other than I know wants to share some of your stories that you want to highlight. Then we can move on to the next segment. Is anybody on the chat room? Can we check? Vidya, thanks for input, guys. Imran, okay. Imran says, perhaps going too far, thanks. All right. Okay, understood. So we will now, I think, maybe take a break, or Pat will share the quiz regarding who or what the subject is about. Pat, you have some interesting quiz to share before we go into financing options. Take it away, Pat.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, actually, the quiz also, if we want to go through the quizzes, be a bit subject on that one, I suggest that we move forward into the next chapter, which is session 2.
Kenapa? I thought everybody's waiting for the quiz. What is the question that you want to share? That everybody can think about it. And in the session, you can.
Tell them got gift.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Pat. Come on, it's okay. You can share. People
okay.
Don't be shy.
Okay, let's take a look on the part of that Faiz has explained just now. I foresee that the kind of the compelling pitch deck can everyone tell us what kind of story that Faiz have mentioned just now, and is although it's a bit on very subjective, but we looking on the question is a bit more creativity instead of looking the actual answer in here. So that is the question that I will first and foremost to give to the audience right now. So might be from the different side of each one is different. So we are looking of form of unique and a different side of view of the SE itself. So that's it.
What's the question?
The most is to tell us about a story. What kind of pitch deck that more compelling story about the social venture and potential impact that you feel that is better enough to impact in the social enterprise side. So that is the question part of that I will first and foremost give it to you.
Okay, so the end of the session, anybody wants to share about an idea of your pitch deck, you can do so, and then we will send to you. Pat has got this T-shirt that says Catalyst 2030. Pat, give it. Yeah. We will send it to your house. Malaysia free delivery. All right. So please share what your pitch deck is about. And for those still unsure of the SDGs, we'll play a short intermission. Either Vidya or Kavina, would you like to share the SDG video? I'll stop sharing my screen at the moment. And let's take a short break, have a coffee, and look at this video and SDGs.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah, we let Vidya and Kavina play that.
I share the video now.
Okay, yes, please. Thanks. Thanks, Vidya. Okay, enjoy, guys. Oh, we need the volume. Vidya, can we have the volume for that? Oh, okay. Are you guys hearing anything on the video?
Nope.
Oh.
I can't hear anything.
There's no audio lah.
Shall we play later?
Okay, we'll play later then.
We play later.
The UN Sustainable Development.
Oh, okay, he's here.
Universal call to action that
okay, take a break and watch this video.
If these global goals are fulfilled by 2030, life on Earth will be better for everyone. So, what are these goals? Eliminate poverty in all its forms. No hunger. Everyone should have safe, nutritious, and sufficient food. Everyone has equal access to healthcare, thus ensuring our well-being and a healthy life. Equal access to a quality education. Ensure gender equality where women and girls have the same opportunities as men and boys. By achieving these goals, each member of our society will be equal, safe, and happy. UN global goals also include access to safe drinking water and sanitation, access to clean energy that is safe for people and the environment, sustainable and stable economic growth. Everyone has a decent job, strong infrastructure, and the support of innovations. Lower inequality within and among countries. Cities and settlements be developed without damaging the environment and people. Achieving these goals will result in the well-being of people and our planet. We can further take care of our environment with the following goals: sustainable and safe production and consumption of products. Take urgent measures to reduce climate change and its impact. Ensure the sustainable use and protection of ocean and sea resources.
restore and protect Earth's ecosystems. By achieving these goals, we will form a society where strong institutions ensure peace and justice. It is important for everyone to be involved and to build partnerships for achieving sustainable development goals. You are part of this process. Demand the implementation of these goals. Take the lead and share information with your friends.
All right, thank you. Yeah, okay. So now I'm not the moderator, so anyway, now it's up to you. Back to you. I'll share the slide screen for our financing segment by Zarina. Welcome, Zarina.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
Hello. It is still in the Raya mood. Selamat Hari Raya to everybody who is celebrating. And Selamat Hari Raya, yeah. And I hope everyone's slowly coming back to work. It's a bit slow, and in KL, people are still on holiday because there's a holiday tomorrow. So
what holiday is tomorrow, actually?
Tomorrow is a Wesak Day. Oh, okay, great. So we were off on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday we were working, and tomorrow we're off again.
Okay, great.
So there's a lot of events going on. So in fact, we wanted to do this session face to face, but because of the long holidays and people are away, so we decided to do it online. But it's a good start. I think when we first discussed about co-chairing this Catalyst 2030 for Malaysian chapter, Captain Faiz, myself and Pat realized that many of the young social entrepreneurs and or people who are just starting out at the idea sections are still clueless about their sustainable development goals that they want to incorporate in their business model. And some of them are asking about how to finance their startups and how to create a sustainable business at the same time, and how to get fundings. Funding is a very important. As much as we embrace on the environmental and social sustainabilities, commercial and financial sustainability is very much important. We cannot help create impact unless we have the funds, or we have to be sustainable in order for us to run our activities so that we can have better inputs and outputs. So how do we do that? I like to play a video on my own social enterprise. If a lot of you do not know, I run a sustainable wet cleaning chain called Drop and Wash. I'll just play a short video. It's only about a minute or so. Just hang on a minute. Sorry.
What can a laundry do to make the world a better place?
Can we see?
Located at the heart of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, are various socioeconomic problems, especially unemployment. Unemployment disproportionately affects marginalized groups such as refugees, the disabled, and many more. Now, how do they put food on their tables? At first glance, Drop and Wash looks like an ordinary laundry, but even since our establishment in 2008, our mission has always been in line with the Sustainable Development Goals. Our cleaning processes enable access to safer, eco-friendly garment care, and we empower the marginalized through employment and entrepreneurial means. Mostly, we train our beneficiaries in professional textile care, transforming them into productive individuals. The wet cleaning chain has 7 outlets all over the Klang Valley, with a fleet of 5 vans covering a 30-kilometer radius. As agents of change, we ensure that our list of services promotes sustainability through reusable laundry and shoe bags, reusable hangers, recycling used clothes, and many more. We are always upgrading our equipment and integrating new technology into our operations. We also train micro-laundries on industry best practices. Our business models are B2C for households, B2B for hotels, and a social business model to address social ills. Purpose is at the heart of everything we do at Drop and Wash, and we wanted our new look to embody that. The ampersand in our logo doubles as a hanger that transforms into a heart. We have upgraded our vans and even introduced impact stickers. Changing our look online increased our social media engagement and website traffic while we managed bookings via WhatsApp. In 2016, Drop and Wash achieved top 10 in the Global Best Practices Awards and later receiving the Special Awards for CSR in 2018. Drop and Wash received the Social Enterprise Accreditation and achieved tax exemption status in recognition of our social intervention, making Drop and Wash the first accredited social enterprise in garment care in Malaysia. During the pandemic, the Malaysian government imposed a strict lockdown, and while most of Malaysia was stuck at home, we used our fleet of vans to deliver 5,000 grocery packs to low-income families. Among a slew of other initiatives, Drop and Wash, in collaboration with UNHCR, is currently running a relocation program that trains refugees to be employed by global professional textile carriers. So, ladies and gentlemen, what can a laundry do to make the world a better place? The answer is everything. Drop and Wash, putting planet and people first.
Okay. So that is part of the thank you, Faiz. Okay, that was part of my pitch deck that we used at a competition in Germany. Was it Germany? Amsterdam. I cannot remember really. we went to few places, Milan and Germany, and I think during the lockdown was in Amsterdam, I think. Yeah. So we used that as our pitch deck to get awards and whatnot, and also to pitch for jobs and also for funding, especially. So post pandemic is different than pandemic time. I think there was a lot of concerns where a lot of social enterprise has actually closed shop because of the pandemic. They couldn't meet up the requirement of staying afloat, you know. So so that was a main concern that myself, Dr. Faiz and Pat, and we want to help the young comers, you know, the newcomers that can accelerate better when they take on benefits that is coming up, because as you know, in Malaysia, when you are accredited social enterprise, you get a lot of fundings, a lot of help, a lot of benefits from a lot of agencies, not only the government but semi-government. In fact, I myself, we have managed to get not only grants, but we get corporates to sponsor us, support our programs, and we collaborate with a few NGOs during the pandemic. So that kept us afloat at that time, at the same time, yeah. So if you want to be, if you want to prepare yourself to get funding, you need a good pitch deck, you need a good storytelling, but it's also important that you have a task force in your enterprise, for example, to have have a meeting with your HR, your audit, to do your expenses, your operation, basically plans, so that you can actually show it to the financiers, or even you know, your proposals towards the fundings that you'll be receiving. So these are the things that you need to do. You need to have a financial checks, basically, whether, I think there's a lot of fundings mostly ask for a background check on you. So some people, some agencies ask for a 2-year track record. So if you don't have it, you got to create like an expenses, how you plan to be sustainable. So that's very important to you, for you to have it. You got to also evaluate the impact and the risk. There are some agencies who do not provide funding for FMB, for example. So that can be a bit of a risk. But I know, unless you can actually propose that your story and your business model is like sustainable and is creating profits and whatnot, then it is something that they can consider. Like, for example, we went to PUNB. PUNB do not finance any coin laundry, for example. So they actually provide for full service because the risk is lesser. So we managed to get financing with PUNB a couple of years back. And we also managed to get a grant with the SME Corp at that time. It's not much, but you have to spend first. It's called a matching grant. So you got to spend first, and then you can actually claim it back. So those are some of the financial successful financing that we managed to get at that time. You need to also mitigate some of your strategies. Like I said, certain business model are not successful upon application. So it's quite hard for social enterprise to get financing these days. But I know for a fact that bank, what bank is that? There is a bank coming up. I cannot remember which bank. SME Bank. There will be a 20 million funds coming up for accredited social enterprise in Malaysia. So you need to prepare yourself. If you want to get it, you got to do your evaluation check on your revenues, your operational expenses, and what are your risks, and so that you can actually benefit from the, somebody's coming in here, benefit from the 20 million funds that is coming in for accredited social enterprise. So it is very important that we get ourselves prepared, because to prepare the documentation takes time. So you need to do it now, so that once it is announced, you are, because the thing about all this financing, right? They have a quota. Actually, they have a quota, and once the application has come in, and even though the deadline has not finished, they can tell you that, oh look, we can't take on anymore. This goes on with Yayasan Hasanah as well. We have experienced successful application. We have also experienced rejection. So you need to know and be prepared now, so that you don't get any, you don't get upset, when you get rejection. Because I know, a lot of people get upset when they've already applied so many, and then suddenly they don't get it. Yeah, and it is very important that you start revising your cash flow now to show that you got a sustainable business model, and not only rely on grants. So maybe you can rely about 20%, 10% of donation and grants, but the rest of it has to be a sustainable revenue model. Yeah. There is some micro lending scheme that you can apply as well. Some states, like Selangor, has got iHijrah, about 50,000 to 100,000. You can apply that. That's quite easy to get, and they've got a mentor and mentee program in iHijrah, so you can apply for that as well. Some veterans SE has been successful with equity crowdfunding. I think one of which is Athena. Oh, I must congratulate Athena because the co-founder has been invited to experience the king's coronation in UK this Sunday or Saturday, the coronation. So I'm giving a shout out to Anja for being invited. So I hope she can represent Malaysia SE, and it will be inspiring for all of us as well. Yeah. They have got the equity crowdfunding done, and together with Mereka has done that. And there are some good angel investors out there, and you can also go on advanced subscription model for people to pay you upfront. So like drop and wash, we can actually ask our customers to pay upfront. So that actually helps out with your cash flow as well. And you can actually find some private placement with some investors. There's a lot of impact investors. When we were in the push program, which is the Pemangkin Usahawan Hebat with Magic at that time, there were a lot of impact investors coming in to see who they're going to invest on. And I think there's a mental health company, social enterprise, who is successful in Singapore and also Malaysia. They managed to get quite a big sum, I think about $1 million US. Yeah, so that is one of a good financing model that you can get. Another thing is that when you go into accreditation, right, you can get tax benefit. So get yourself prepared to go into accreditation by the I think it's called SE My. I will put in the chat room later on the link, or maybe Pat can put it in later on. So if you apply to be accredited, you will be getting a tax rebate for your company, your enterprise, for a minimum of 3 years. Because that was announced by the 2021 and 2020 budget by the Minister of Finance. So let's prepare to get accredited and get your pitch deck ready, get your storytelling ready, so that you can benefit to get the tax rebate for your company. Prior to this, we actually managed to get tax rebate for our donors, but that is not coming in. So maybe we can, Catalyst 2030 can actually maybe lobby with the policy makers, Pat and Captain, and the rest can actually, maybe we can work on that to start lobbying on the donation program so that SEs can actually got such benefits to the donors. Another thing that you can do is what we did during this COVID is that we try to reduce our rental, and also we got some moratorium at that time. So that helped out as well in your reducing your operational expenses as well. Okay, so that's about it. I can go on more, but yeah, another thing you can do is that capital injection. You can borrow from your family, friends, or maybe small seed injection.
Can borrow from you, Zarina.
Oh, I want to borrow from you. Yeah, we can be like a small. You can find like small seed investors for you to start your business, perhaps. So that's part of the fundraising activities that you can get as a idea stage or business, for those people who are starting. So actually, that's one of that we can get for the financing option. Maybe you can PM me or WhatsApp me at 012-288-0444. I put in the chat room. We can chat more on this. Yeah, but to 20 million fund is the Malaysian SEs. So get ready. There's not going to be many grants this year. I think most of the grants has been given out during COVID time. Yeah. So I don't see any grant, but you can check on Yayasan Hasanah. So sometimes they actually come up with special grants. So you can check on that. Okay.
Okay, that's great. Okay, I think we have enough time already, but I'm not too sure whether we can cover for Q&A and conclusion. Is it okay, Faiz or Zarina?
We can run 5 more minutes. Thank you, Zarina, for that interesting look at financing options available for Malaysia. I'm sorry if you are from, if we have any listeners or any viewers from overseas, there are probably other specific financial options available for you in your own country. But if you email us at malaysia@catalyst2020.net, actually this workshop is actually try to get information from you, how we can assist you, how we can help your social enterprise get your pitch deck running and your financing as a start. And we will roll out more events, hopefully in person, to help you with your solutions and the things that you want to achieve. Okay, Pat, I think let's wrap it up quickly because already 5 o'clock. I think there's so much time many people can spend on these webinars. Go ahead, Pat.
Any questions? Anybody? Any questions?
Any question? Q&A? We have at least another 2 or 3 minutes to answer Q&A part. Then if not, we can roll out. Any question from the floor?
I think I saw somebody from the Al-Bukhari, Al-Bukhari University. You all wanted to ask me a few questions. You can ask here if you like.
Yeah. I want to ask one question. Is it okay?
Okay.
Yes, please.
Maybe this question to Miss Zarina. How do you measure and communicate your social impact to your stakeholders, and what the challenges that have you encountered in this process?
How do I measure?
How do you measure the social impact?
Right. Okay, what we did was for our beneficiaries, we take on the marginalized community that comes from the bottom of the bottom 40 that comes on board with our program. So they start with from basic to intermediate to advanced. So that's how we measure their progress. And out of so many that we take in, every month we have about at least five onboarding of individuals coming from various background. So we actually gauge how they progress from beginning to intermediate, and within 6 months to 1 year they have to be at an advanced program, at least intermediate to advanced. So that's how we measure their impact, the impact on them, their activities and their output. Yeah. So and from there we will do a report to our stakeholder in our management. So this person has basically upgrade themselves from zero to hero, and from not having any asset or bank account, they now own some asset. They can actually get loans to buy gold or maybe a motorbike or a car or even a house, or apply for some government funding to create a business or whatnot. So that's how we measure, and then that's how we see the result basically. Yeah.
I see. Okay, thank you, Miss Zarina, for the answer.
No problem. Anyone else?
Yes, can I ask
Sure.
one question? Yeah. So my question is, how do you forecast demand for your services, and how does it impact to your capacity planning? Like, how do you forecasting your demand?
How do I forecast?
Forecast your demand for services.
All right. All right, for us, of course, during the pandemic, we know where we stand. Certain places we have to shut down, so we accept that there is no demand, and the liability is high, so we shut down. So post-pandemic, we can tell that the economy is robust, and there are room for growth and to scale up, and we're able to see that that we're getting a lot of orders, and that people are coming back to work, and when people are coming back to work, we can tell that they're no longer at that stage where they want to do small micro business, and they want to get a long-term income, for example, so they will come to us. So that's how we can forecast that that there is the demand in the economy, and that so that we can create more impact by onboarding more of our beneficiaries, and basically convert it into more revenues perhaps, and do more impact. So I think Malaysia is experiencing we are not experiencing any inflation at the moment. I can see that people are spending. There are more tourists to come in, so we can see that hotels are busy. So from there we can actually forecast that, okay, for the next 3 months we can actually onboard more people, and we can afford to take care of them. We can afford to give them more benefits, more bonuses, for example. We can hire more people. So that's how we gauge our forecast usually, from the economic activity that is happening surrounding us. And people are not asking for food aid anymore. So that is good growth for us. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all. I think for the closing, I guess for those who I think we can send by email of if any question that have particular that request from whether from Faiz or whether from Zarina. So I think we exceed the time limit already. So I guess anything we can catch up from others event sooner or later. We will publish soon. And thank you all so much for joining us today for Social Entrepreneurship Mentorship Workshop.
What about a t-shirt? What about a t-shirt?
Oh, okay, the t-shirt one.
How many of them here? Please send us an email or send your phone number here, and or you can WhatsApp directly to me and send us your name and your address, and we'll mail it to them. How many of them today?
I did share my email address just now.
Okay.
So for those who are, you can send email to me your creative and unique answer. From there, we can send to you, evaluate, and see how it works after this. So I guess
Pat, ask everybody to switch on the camera. You can take a snapshot and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we have a photo session right now?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Don't be shy, so we can see who or wherever you are, and then we will send you your t-shirts. Yeah, Malaysia@catalyst2030.net. That's right. Okay. Thanks, Ain. Yeah. Is everybody on? You can take a picture. Everybody smile. Show your best face. 1, 2, 3. Okay, everybody, come on. One more. Jody and Putri Kumairo. No.
My camera broke. Sorry, cannot.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No,
all right.
problem.
1, 2, smile. All right. Yeah. Sorry. Thanks, Pat. Sorry, the session is a bit rushed. Sometimes I think 1 hour.
You left your t-shirt last time, so you send me your address.
Okay. If we don't have any question, we'll be like, to continue conversation, feel free to connect with me or any of our guest speaker. So hope everyone have a great day, and tomorrow is holiday in Malaysia. So till then, we see you, meet again. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.